Hey friends, so I'm back. I'm doing this again. The day before the eclipse. I had to. It just felt right. It just felt really good. And yeah, but I'm a little rusty. Literally had to dust off the corner over here in my room so that I could get this going. And so my nose is a little runny from all the dust kicked up into the air. But it just feels right to connect and do a little reading here the day before the eclipse. And the reason is because there's so much information out there, like scientifically, like all the scientists are getting excited. They're already there, got their equipment, they're ready to see this total eclipse happening tomorrow. And then you've got all this, the astrology, like everybody's getting all crazy with like all the different meanings and what could it be? What's going on? Ah, and I wanted to do a reading specifically for us. This tiny, sweet little container of people that I seriously consider soul tribe. Because if you're here watching me, we're part of our soul tribe. Like why would you be here otherwise? So I wanted to get a reading for us and just kind of tune out all the rest of the cacophony of noise and craziness that's going on out there and see what's in the stars and the alignments and the cards for us. So here I am. Whew. Let's see if I remember how to pull cards. I mean, I still do this for myself and for my friends. And for actually I haven't even been seeing clients. So I really took some time to really get back to self and my own needs. And I'm still working through giant chunks of that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens after this, how many videos and things that I'm going to start putting out because I really am just going to take it slowly and really focus on things that are super important to me, which right now in this phase of life is trying to get my own health, my own family's health, and all of that back into alignment with what's good and pure and true for us. So, yeah, and burning yourself out is just not practical, not a good idea. But this feels juicy and exciting, and so it is in alignment with what I should be doing because I'm excited and happy to be here. So that right there, like when you feel that, yes, go for it. So, all right, I'm looking around. I'm trying to see which cards are beaming their lights at me. Um, for sure, we'll be pulling from the the Heart of Faerie Oracle, one of my favoriteest decks. I love it. So we'll pull from the fairy realm, see what the fairies have to say for us, and the Devic realm. And then, of course, our beautiful Starseed Oracle, we'll be pulling from that. And then we'll see what else. I don't know. So yeah, I've lit us a candle. There it is. Ta-da. Right in front of our sweet Sekhmet hanging out, protecting us. And let's just take maybe a deep breath and get yourself present. Maybe, pause this and go get a cup of tea and relax and carve out some time for yourself to actually take in the message, whatever it may be. I don't even know what it is. So we've got a couple new decks. Maybe they want to come out and play. All right. So with that, I'll just center my own self. Hmm. Let's do it. All right. So the Heart of Fairy. I'm not gonna really go like launch into any of the too much of the astrology unless it really just kind of comes out prompted by what I see in the cards. Because there's just so much information out there and I don't really want to rehash it all, but let's just see what message does the fairy, the Heart of Fairy have for us about this Total solar eclipse. Wow. I love when that happens. And that happens honestly here when I'm doing readings with like big energy. The cards just pop right out of the deck and I freaking love that. Sometimes when I'm pulling cards on my own, I'm left to give myself a choice. And the cards are a little quieter and I actively need to pick a card that I decide sometimes. Sometimes they pop for me too. But whenever I'm doing this with you guys, they just fly out of the deck. And that's how I know this is real. Oh, interesting. This one is the hidden one. The hidden one with an eclipse. That makes sense, right? Right as the shadow goes over the sun literally will be the hidden one. Wow. Okay, 50. Okay. So the first couple words that it has are awareness, attention, and self-absorption. So crouching, waiting, watching as you walk along, she's the hidden one, poised to stick her foot out and trip you. She grabs your hair, gives it a painful tug, kicks you in the shin, and laughs while you fall over. Why? What purpose does she serve in Faerie or in our world? She serves the same purpose as every fairy, to help you become more aware. If you don't watch, if you don't look, if you don't see this time, she'll make sure that you see it the next time. Fairy sends her out when you are persistently unaware of your surroundings, when you don't pay attention to what is going on around you, not just physically, but emotionally as well. How are your actions affecting or not affecting everything around you? Are you passing blindly through the day, through relationships, through life itself? She'll trip you up and make you stop and pay attention. That's her job and she's good at it. So be aware. The hidden one is waiting for the next step you take. Okay, so that's a big out like eye opener right there. To me, this is calling towards, we have such a fascination about the external world. We constantly want to, be entertained or solve problems or, we're just seeking everything outside of us. And this right here is really calling us for it to turn the fascination inside and be present with your own being. Because it's like that snap into awareness that the hidden one is talking about, of jolting you back into the present moment. But you don't really need to have a kick in the pants for this. Like you can actually just sit down for a second and be with yourself. And what do you need right now? What do you want right now? And sometimes what you need, what you want is, it feels vague and fuzzy because we don't often give ourselves the time and the energy to really sit with what do we need and what do we want, because we're so clouded with all the things buzzing around outside. So we've got this little one, the hidden one, who's coming out to make sure that we're in the present moment. But we can talk to this fairy, we can talk to this part of ourselves that is ready for that kick in the pants, but at the same time is like, yeah, you can just say, hey, I don't need you to trip me. I'm going to sit down, because the trip is about falling over and full stop. You don't need that necessarily to be aggressive. It can be amusing. And so maybe carving out that time to be with yourself. When I was pulling out like I was just arranging all the decks, one at the bottom, and I don't even remember which deck it is, but it said seek solitude. Oh, was it this one? Yeah. right here, this beautiful deck. So when I was putting, I don't have a bag for it right now, actually. So it's actually just floating around. So I was putting it away and it said, seek solitude. And that really made an impression on me, even though I haven't pulled this card for us specifically, but it made an impression because part of this whole time of like the earth, the sun, the moon, everything coming in and then blocking out the sun. So it's like complete darkness in the day, is about, all the busyness, all the crazy, and then just coming into complete quiet with ourselves, even though we're still in that noise, like in that busyness. Like it is literally going to be daytime and it will stop. The sun is full stop into the darkness for just a little bit. And so that's a message for us to just kind of like go into your own like inner quiet darkness, because like inside there is, it's just there's no lights in there. Literally like the sun, but then you've got your own source light that's on all the time. Just like go into that and feel that and see what does it want you to know. It's a good message from Faerie. So let's do this stuff before she comes and trips us over. Or maybe she has already tripped you over. And maybe you are like face planted on the ground right now after having been kicked. And it's just that moment of like, okay, well, you're down on the ground. So what details can you see now that you're there? Any interesting things? Okay, so Starseed Oracle, what message do we have for this particular total solar eclipse? Some of us right here will even be in a place where we can view it properly. Where I'm at, it'll just look like a little piece taken out. I won't really get the full spectacular view of the totality, But if any of you are living in the path of totality, take some pictures. I want to see. It'd be great. Oh, look at this. Okay, so from the Starseed Oracle, we have jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, and say yes to change. That's a big one from just eclipses in general. They mark a pivot point where everything stops, and it's a place where we can then form an intention to change. And usually, because it's like, let's face it, most of us here are on the path of um changing, because like old patterns, I mean, and this is like humanity wide, old patterns and old things that we've been doing that we just considered to be normal are not really feeling great anymore. Maybe working 80 hours a week doesn't feel great anymore, and you need to take a break and need to recognize that your human being needs to play and enjoy life, and you're not just here to work your entire life away and finally play when when you've got other things going on that prohibit you from climbing mountains maybe. So you know this is a time to jump in, say yes to change, and maybe you don't know exactly what needs to change on a mental brain level, but your heart knows and your master self knows, like, and I'll refer it to like this, your self that has already lived all of the lifetimes and all of the future lifetimes, like your eternal self, it already knows. It already knows what you want, what you dream of, what you love. And all you have to do is allow that to change. And boy, oh boy, it is a lesson for me as well. Like, I feel like these readings are also for me. So it's like I'm gonna do my best to like sit and quietly listen to what I need and what I want before she comes along, kicks me down, you know? Like I would like to pay attention before she forces me to. Like who wants that? So as as sweet as the hidden one is, so we'll say thank you to the hidden one, but be gentle to us. But then we've got this where she's saying, jump on in. Say yes to the change that's coming, because whatever that change is that's coming, it's you've called it in, you've prayed for it, you've manifested it, you've asked for it in some way, and your heart's inner knowing is ready to go. But then sometimes like our brain, our safety survival mechanisms are saying, no, 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 that's not a good change because of this and this and this and this and this and this, all these reasons that it's scary. But yeah, of course it's scary because all change is scary. So but it's okay. It's really okay. And that change is actually for your best and your highest good. And like I said, I repeat this to myself because I'm asking for changes and we'll see what kind of changes those are. And and if I can allow them to take shape, can you allow the changes to take shape? Are we actually willing to go with our souls pivoting? Because if our plan is to stay put, then I mean it's just too stagnant that way. You can't just stay put forever in something that you don't like. So, and then we've got we the Hathors. There was two cards that came out. We the Hathors. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. And that part's important. Like it's sticking out, the portal part is that here we are in this portal time, because it's like anytime we have kind of like these moments where like big astrological things are going on, those are portal times of the year. And so here we have a total solar eclipse, which is a portal, and it's a portal towards changing our timeline, literally to a different, more preferred timeline. And that we're absolutely supported by, I mean, Hathor is so lovely. I love her energy. If we just tune in for a second, actually, we'll just tune in and we'll just call Hathor in because she's just so loving. That energy is like the energy of the most unconditional, loving, like mama, sister, feminine, that kind of like, she just like bathes you in this wonderful energy of delight, of joy, of serenity, of and then really, really wise. Like the information that she drops into you is so profound. I feel she comes alive with music and sound. Um, so yeah, maybe listening to some music that you really love and call Hathor in, because she's also one that she can help temper the the fear part, you know, where we hesitate and we get nervous. She can temper that and adjust the frequency to excitement over anxiety and joy versus whatever exactly the opposite of joy is. Is that pain? Is that fear? Is that, I don't know, you tell me, what is the opposite of joy? But she tune helps us remember, like retune our frequency towards the sacred, towards the divine, towards her temple is also the temple of Dendera, which has one of the first known wheels of the zodiac. And that wheel of the zodiac was a way for them to map time cosmically. So she's also in charge of cosmic timelines. So if we're jumping in, like getting present enough to sit still with what we want and what we desire in that hidden temple. I've got something in my eye. Whoop. Yeah. Ah, I guess you read with just one eye open. Anyway. Oh, this looks like an eye, doesn't it? Looks like a big eye. It's like that eye of self-awareness jumping into the center of it too. And then with Hathor's divine help. And this I find the energy of Hathor, all of these Egyptian goddesses, gods, the Neteru, they were forces of nature, but those forces of nature actually they reside in you as well because we're all holographic pieces of the whole. And so this energy of Hathor, you actually have that inside of you. And so all you have to do is call that piece that is already that joy, that bliss, that divine cosmic uh seer, the one that knows which timeline to jump into that is for your highest and best well-being and your bliss road. Like, yeah, why not call that in? And calling in this doorway, like walking through, like actually jumping through into the portal of that place where things can fall into being and dream really, really big. Why not? Why not? Call in your dream job, your dream house, your dream partner, and then just like allow that to come forward and know that it will take some time for those things to unfold. And so when you catch yourself doubting the fact that you've put that in motion as a creator being, you've put that into motion, you did the work, you jumped in, but then if you doubt it, then it's like putting all the brakes um in putting some stumbling blocks in front of your path. So let's like all of us here just like bust through those doubtful little stumbling blocks because let's face it, it's just taking so long to get out of our own darn way. I know for a fact that I have been in my own way to make things change. So yeah, you just gotta just get that part of you that's doubting that you are that powerful. Get it out of the way. Thank it for having kept you safe thus far, but you know, relieve it of its duties. Okay. So I love these, my little diner cards. I call them the diner cards, even though they are well, I'll post it down below. The journey cards. They're very profound, even though they're like really whimsical and kind of kind of silly. I like it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pull one of these. Another message for us as the doorway to the eclipse opens. Hmm. Okay, wow, yeah, look at this. Awaken, alignment. Everything here is talking about, like this hidden one. If you think about, it's like, all right, it's starting to come up out of hiding as well. You've got this piece that has always been in hiding, and now it's actually coming out to be seen. Again, that eye is coming up. And I see that eye as your inner eye of knowing, of your own alignment, because there's a part of you that is in constant knowing of what is true for you, in constant knowing. And it's just a matter of being aware or awake to that part of you that is already shining and in alignment with your cosmic truth, which is Hathor, cosmic truth. So it's time to really start to sit with that knowing. Again, she's the one that is like kicking us down so that, or tripping us, not necessarily malevolent. She's just like, we're walking along mindlessly, kind of in our robotic, like autopilot mode of, I must go to this and then go to this and I have to do this. And then she just kind of like puts a foot out. We flop down, plans go awry, we miss the appointment, we miss the exit, we, whatever. But because that happened, we're actually we see a different angle, maybe something that we weren't completely aware of, but now we're aware of it, and that was always there, always true, and always in constant alignment. See how all of the chakras are bright and glowing. Yeah. So it's just getting back in tune with that part of ourselves that is already there. Your master self is your eternal self is already there, already knows. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Hmm. I want to pull a card that from a deck that I haven't shown here yet. It's really pretty. This one is the Dreamscape Oracle. I love the artwork. It's kind of Art Nouveau, very mystical, very moody. And I kind of feel like even though this is a very fiery total solar eclipse, it's an Aries, it's fire. It's also perfectly conjunct Chiron. And Chiron is that um just that continued thing that you have to continue um healing, you know, that the master self of us already has healed it, already knows how to heal it, but then we're just getting constant reminders of how to actually heal it because we're on linear time, moving 1 hour through the day at a time. Anyway, I don't know why that came up, but Chiron is conjunct this eclipse. So it's illuminating some things where that hidden one has already kind of knocked us down to, hey, look at this. Look at this. Oh, that popped out. Oh, look at that. Ooh, see, this is why I love these cards, isn't Architect. I love these cards. And they're kind of shiny. Look at this person's face. Wow. So this right here, having it slide out of the deck, this portal, this cosmic eclipse portal is really inviting us to take ownership of being the architect of our life, and that it's time. And look at how, oh my gosh, I just love how these cards glow. Look at how that glowing orb is around. It's just, and then right here, like that creativity coming up, and then molding it, shifting it, be that Merlin energy, shape shifting and changing. So yeah, how can we become the architects of our life? And how can we actually get out of our our own way to let that master architect that is so good at crafting the most incredible scapes for us to enjoy in our life. How can we let the architect have a have its power back? And part of that, like again, we have that eye. That eye keeps coming up over and over. What's interesting is that the moon has been seen as an eye, the sun has been seen as an eye, and they are coming together, which is unity consciousness, the left and the right. And so it's like coming together, and it's then that third eye, like, woo. Man, this card is just so powerful. Also, it's maybe hard to see with this camera, but we've got all of these kind of runic symbols playing on the throat chakra. So we've got like that energy coming up into that creative center. And then the hands, if you think about the hands, we make things with our hands. These are one of the most important tools that we have to create our realities with. They're connected to the heart, like that heart energy goes up and out through the hands. So you're literally making things with your love energy, which is coming up from your creative center. It's so cool. And then you talk about it, you voice it, you manifest it, and that's coming up through the throat chakra. So, and then everything is illuminated right here, bathed in this golden light up here at the head. And with the head, though, this has often been confused with mental willpower, with mental energy. However, the mind is the servant of all of this creative energy coming up. The mind is the last one to actually become aware of what it is that is being manifested. So it's time to actually put the mind in its place of it being a passenger on the ride of where the heart actually is moving us towards. So let that inner architect start sculpting the reality. Let it be in charge, because that inner architect, you can also say, is part of this master self that is already in alignment, that already knows the way. And then it's just our job to sit still enough to really listen and let ourselves become more and more aware of it. So I'm like, practically speaking, what does that look like? Well, maybe that looks like when you sit down and actually like listen to your body. Maybe you become more aware of, oh, you know what? I'm craving a certain food, or I'm really, really tired and I'm craving an early night's rest. Or maybe I should make space and cancel a few of my back to back to back weekends and carve out some time for me to go on a solo hike where I can connect with myself and with nature and be alone, um with no distractions. Maybe it's that kind of thing. And then there's also little things that kind of trickle in. You'll see a little snippet. You'll hear a quote or be guided towards a book to read, or these different things that just illuminate the path a little bit, ever so slightly, a little bit more and more and more. So I think that right there is our message for this eclipse, which makes total sense. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for listening and watching. And I would love to hear how it's going for you. On a personal level for me over here. I have found, we've been in this like eclipse window. So it's like the lunar eclipse just a little while ago. And then tomorrow we're going to have this big whopping solar. And I have been really, 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 really tired. Like even, on my commute home from work, feeling like I should pull over and take a nap. Like, like that tired, like floored tired, even though I've been getting good sleep, enough sleep, and been waking up good. It's just I hit that like 4 o'clock time and I'm just like, so it's just for me, I think it's a time of like really needing some deep rest. I should probably be drinking more water, get some more veggies. Been getting a lot of veggies though, but like really starting to um take care of my body better, and so have you been feeling tired? Have you been taking care of your body? What have you been doing? And what kind of synchronicities are coming up for you that are kind of showing you that next path towards really seeing that soul alignment start to manifest out into your reality? And have you been getting in your own way? And if you do get in your own way, how are ways that you get back to yourself after having big chunks of time or whatever that pulls you away from your inner knowing? So, you know, yeah, let me know how things are unfolding for you. I like to hear about all of you guys. And it feels weird that I haven't really heard much in such a long time. And want to get back into connection with this beautiful soul group that we've got going on here. So I hope that tomorrow is beautiful. And of course, as always, it is in your highest, most divine good, as all things are, right? Yeah, because it's all just another step forward on our crazy, weird human enlightenment path. Yeah. And I'll see you in the next video when that comes. I want to start really leaning into doing these when I feel excited, when I feel good about it, when yeah, and do that. And that way I know that it's for everybody's highest good when I'm excited and it's in my highest good too. So, yeah, with that, I guess I will see you guys next time. And love you guys. Bye.